Over the weekend, a thread on Reddit created by user MBM Maverick was the focus of a lot of attention. In the thread, MBM Maverick was complaining that even after paying $80 for Battlefront 2, Darth Vader was still locked and not available from the get-go. The thread's already been locked due to a lot of spamming and harassment after EA's community team made a comment that didn't go over very well with the people on Reddit, to put it mildly. So some people did the math, and they figured that it would take 40 hours to unlock Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. That's 40 hours each. So EA had reduced the number of credits needed. They sort of listened, and they've knocked down the prices per character. So Chewbacca sits at 10,000 credits. Darth Vader sits at 15,000. Emperor Palpatine sits at 10,000. Iden Versio, who is I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she is the main character of the campaign. She's at 5,000 credits. Princess Leia at 10,000, and Luke Skywalker at 15,000. So if you're earning about 1,500 credits per hour, it'll take you roughly about 40 hours to unlock all the heroes instead of just one hero if you buy nothing else. And normally in any video game, grinding is sort of part of the experience. Even sure, maybe 40 hours is a fairly long time. It really isn't new to have to grind or perform some absurd thing to unlock certain characters or powers. For example, Metal Gear Solid's bandana or stealth suit or whatever. The big difference is those bonuses from those previous games and special characters, they're not iconic characters like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, who are integral parts of the experience, as opposed to those bonuses which are merely nice to haves. But even then, I don't think the grind for the heroes and the characters is that bad. I mean, it's a design choice. They're trying to get people to play Battlefront 2 for a very long time, and to be honest, 40 hours for all those heroes isn't that bad. If you Google average video game playing time, it clocks in at around 6 hours per day, and at 6 hours per day, it'll take you about a week to unlock everyone. Of course, it'll be more than a week if you don't clock in that same time on a daily basis, which is what probably most people with a job and families will do. It'll probably take you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but the point is it's doable, and it isn't too bad, because, playing about 100 hours of a game you truly enjoy doesn't sound like torture to me. The grind for the characters isn't the worst thing about this game. I'll get to what is later, right? Because this isn't new for EA. It's actually pretty good that the characters in Battlefront 2 aren't hidden behind RNG walls. So you can pick a desired character, purchase them outright with in-game currency, and that's a heck of a lot better than Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer system, where literally all the multiplayer characters are hidden behind loot boxes. Okay, maybe not all. I think you're given like a few starting characters, but the interesting ones are. And to fully level up one character, you need to randomly get their card 20 times. You can level up a character to 20 through the normal XP system, but you'd still be missing a lot of power points after you get them to 20. And the power points you can only really get through the loot box system if you randomly get that character again 20 more times. For common characters, it isn't crazy, but I imagine doing that for ultra rares would be insane. And the major difference is that Vader and Luke are iconic characters of the franchise. And that's the whole reason why there isn't a lot of outcry, there isn't massive outcry against Mass Effect Andromeda's loot box system. It's because the multiplayer characters aren't iconic. They're essentially character classes, right? But I bet if Commander Shepard was locked behind that loot box system, I bet people, including myself, would go ballistic. Another game from EA that did this in a similar way is Battlefield 4. So unlocking all the guns and accessories in Battlefield 4 would also take a crazy amount of time to do. You can't buy battle packs outright, which is sort of like their loot box system, but you can buy shortcuts for every class, every vehicle, every weapon type, or even your whole account to unlock everything. And that's crazy. The game literally allows you to forego the multiplayer grind by paying for all the items to get unlocked. But that makes sense. And I guess that makes them money because not everyone has that kind of time to drop into a single game. I will admit that since I've been playing the Battlefield 4 since PS3, got it on PS4, now I'm on PC, that I was kind of tempted to just pay and unlock everything. But I didn't. Not going to get into that system. That said, unlocking the characters in Battlefront 2 at face value isn't the most offensive thing about the game. What irks me is the system is designed in such a way that encourages microtransactions to make you more powerful in the game a lot more efficiently by giving you more incremental statistical upgrades such as boosts and abilities than the players who don't pay, who grind legitimately. This is, by textbook definition, pay to win, which I thought the gaming industry had already moved beyond. But I guess I was wrong. This is the same model being used by free-to-play mobile games. They give you a taste of what the game offers, but they lock all the really fun stuff and the competitive advantages behind some RNG crates or loot boxes or battle packs or just paywalls. And you could earn them in game, but you'd have to grind for them. And there are some currencies that are even just obtainable through cash. And that's free to play mobile games, right? So there's this game I play on mobile, Marvel Future Fight. You can technically level up all your characters to 6 stars or whatever the highest level cap is for free, but it's way too grindy. You're rewarded with, I think, 1 6-star character at the start, which is why I have like a 6-star Daredevil, but you'd have to grind for the rest, and it takes a lot of time. Or you can just drop some money and make that entire journey way easier. And it affects PvP too. So it makes sense to drop some money to stay competitive. But that's a free-to-play game. You kind of expect that from them. That's how they monetize. But that's kind of also what's keeping me from enjoying a great number of mobile games. And EA's Battlefront 2 system is pretty much like that for a game that you pay 60, 70, 80 bucks for. A lot of the things are hidden behind RNG paywalls, multiple currencies, or at least I guess you could call those crafting systems currencies, and a very convoluted leveling up system. So in a roundabout way, EA is forcing, or okay, maybe not forcing is a strong word, but it's encouraging you very strongly to pay for the crates if you want to remain competitive, because you know some douche is going to do it. Some guy's going to do it, so you might as well do it yourself. And that is the absolute worst part of this whole craziness. And that also makes me worry about Anthem, BioWare's looter-based shooter MMO thingy, which I was a hell of a lot more excited over than Destiny 2. I'm hyped for Anthem, which is weird because I never really got into the Division or Destiny because I tend to not like looter shooters too much. But for some reason, I'm hyped for Anthem. Probably just because it's BioWare at the helm, so I'm pumped for Anthem. I have high hopes for Anthem, but unfortunately, since EA's got them by the throat, I worry about the future of Anthem. See, it could go one of two ways. One is that they learn from this whole Battlefront 2 star card controversy and make a system that respects players' time and doesn't treat them like cash register, trying to milk every single cent that you're willing to give them. Or they would implement a similar horrible system because the controversy didn't hurt them financially. And it doesn't seem like it will. Take-Two, the parent company of Rockstar, makers of the very successful GTA series, has said that in all the future games will feature recurrent consumer spending, aka microtransactions. 42% of their net bookings for the past quarter came from recurrent consumer spending. 42% from microtransactions. So very likely, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to feature a ton of microtransactions. Ubisoft had a similar financial report too. A big chunk of their earnings for the past quarter came from microtransactions. And that leads me to believe that despite all the noise being made about Battlefront 2's microtransactions, there will still be a lot of people willing to swipe their credit cards for some incremental statistical upgrade in the game. And I know you shouldn't blame the people who do it. You shouldn't hate the player that participates in such a system. You should hate the system. But unless that changes, this will be the state of AAA gaming in the foreseeable future. And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes me a very sad panda. Alright, this has been Bim. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't like it. Leave your thoughts in the comments, please. I kind of want to read them. I read every single one because I don't have a lot of better things to do. And I will catch you guys in the next one.